Alright, against the odds time. Playing some Muraganda Petroglyphs in Modern. And this one looks alright. I mean, we got the Petroglyphs. What more can we ask for? Alright, so Forest and go. See what our opponent's up to. Marsh Flats and passes. Well, let's just raise the verge second. Pass the turn. Leave up raise the alarm. Opponent corrects Marsh Flats. Blood Crypt tapped. Inquisition of Kozilek. And let's run out raise the alarm. Probably takes a Nissa here, I would assume. Opponent takes the Nissa. And Thoughtseize. Are they really taking Muraganda? No. Oh man, no. Okay, they take a promise. Well, let's get in with our soldiers. Windswept Teeth, crack Windswept Teeth, get a plains, and promise. Pass turn. Well, now we're just hoping for land to make our creatures huge. Arid Mesa, cracks it, plains. Young Pyromancer. Well, let's attack with both. Ooh, opponent kills one. Alright, well, that's fine. We get 1,000,000 tokens. Opponent takes it. So Birds of Paradise, pass the turn. Oh, we're so close. We're so close. Shambling Vent. Come on, no Thoughtseize. Liliana. Alright, that's annoying but not deadly. Oh, it can kill our birds. Kills our birds. So now we need to draw land again. Opponent passes. Well, let's raise the alarm. Come on, land. Land off the top. Oh, it's a Gideon. Well, everything at Liliana. We gotta kill Liliana here. Opponent blocks and blocks. Okay. Trades with a soldier. Pass the turn. Sacred Foundry. Untapped. Another Liliana. Opponent takes it down. Alright, we'll sack a spirit. Opponent passes. Half. Okay. Well, let's send everything at Liliana. Opponent could have an instant, make a token, kill something. Block, block, kill. They do have an instant. Opponent's out of cards. Blocks. Liliana's dead. Well, let's pass the turn and see what happens. We might just have to path one of our own tokens, unfortunately. Opponent plays a land. Gets in. 4-2. Alright, let's path a spirit. Get a plains. Ooh, township too. Well, let's get it down. It's the Petroglyphs. Everything becomes 3/3s. Get in. We're going to hold township in case our opponent has another Liliana of the Veil. Opponent passes. Well, let's attack with both. Opponent found a bolt. Kills. Makes a token. Fires up Shambling Vent. Alright, we'll kill Shambling Vent. Play Gideon. Make a 4/4. Pass the turn. Inquisition is a whiff. Opponent passes. Oh, their tokens get bigger too. That's not good. Well, let's fire up Gideon. Go attacking. Yeah, that's the downside of the Petroglyphs. It's pumping our opponent's elementals. Play Township. Counter up the team. Pass the turn. Opponent finds Nahiri. Wow, gonna get rid of it. Okay. Everything gets smaller. We draw another Petroglyphs. Well, fire up Gideon. Send everything at our opponent. Blocks and blocks. Pass the turn. Loots. Discards Thoughtseize. Opponent's gotta find something or they're just dead. Gets in with Young Pyromancer. Oh, they drew Lingering Souls. Oh, what a draw. What a draw. Well, fire up Gideon. Oh my goodness, and now we're gonna lose. Send everything at our opponent. Opponent blocks and blocks. Let's path Young Pyromancer. Play another Petroglyphs. Pass the turn. Opponent takes down Nahiri. Draws another Young Pyromancer. We need a token producer. Everything at Gideon. Or a bunch of things at Gideon. We draw another very useless land. Make a 2/2. Play another Gideon. Make a 2/2. Play Razor Verge Thicket. Pass the turn. Oh, I can't believe this. Opponent gets in for 1. Lightning Bolts to kill Gideon. Takes up Nahiri. Well, play Nissa. Attack our opponent, attack our opponent. Opponent chumps and chumps. Make a plant. Pass the turn. Oh, this game has been ridiculous. Loots with Nahiri. Discards a Ghost Quarter. Opponent passes. We draw another useless land. I'll play another Petroglyphs. Everything at our opponent. Chumps, chumps, chumps. Our tokens are huge. make a plant, pass the turn. All right. Oh, if they draw another Lingering Souls, oh my goodness. Takes up, digging for the Lingering Souls, discards a mountain. Come on. Oh, and our opponent scoops it up. All right, we got there. Oh my goodness. Oh my goodness. Petroglyphs. Getting it done. Oh my lord, my lord. We don't really have anything for this deck. Alright, I mean, we can ramp into Gideon. Hopefully we draw some other stuff. Marsh Flats for our opponent. Well, Winds of Teeth, crack it. Grab a Forest and Bird's Paradise. Pass the turn. Marsh Flats for our opponent. Blood Crypt, tapped. There's Shambling Vent. Ooh, that's a good draw. Well, play the land. Nissa, tick up to get out of Lightning Bolt range. Pass the turn. Jeez. I like this draw. Opponent has Liliana. Alright, so we don't get to just Gideon. Well, make a plant, play Birds of Paradise, play Flooded Strand, and pass the turn. Liliana is annoying. I will give Liliana that. Opponent plays land. Lingering Souls. Well, crack Flooded Strand, grab a Temple Garden. So let's play Township, play Gideon. Make a 2/2, make a plant, pass the turn. Arid Mesa, cracked. We do need to kill Liliana before it ultimates, or we die. Kills a plant. Ghost Quarters. Alright, we'll grab a Plains. And more Lingering Souls. Well, if our opponent doesn't have a sweeper, this is going to be a good turn. Temple Garden, untapped. Conqueror's Pledge. Tick down Nissa. Ultimate Gideon. All creatures at Liliana. Opponent jumps. Liliana, down to 2. Opponent needs Damnation, maybe Anger of the Gods. Otherwise, oh man, if we draw Petroglyphs, Painful Truce, oh my goodness, is our opponent dead? They're pretty close to dead. And our opponent scoops it up! Yes! Petroglyphs taking down Mardu. Sweet. Oh, sweet. Alright, against the odds time. Playing some petroglyphic tokens? Muraganda tokens? I don't know. Muraganda petroglyphs and tokens in Modern. We don't have our petroglyphs, but we have Soul Attendant. We have turn 1 Noble Hierarch, and then we can turn 2 Nissa, and then start playing tokens and pumping them and so forth. Another Plains for our opponent. Gets in 4-1. Yup, down to 19. Another Soul Attendant, opponent passes. Well, Windswept Teeth, crack it. Grab a Plains, and let's just Nissa, and pump Nissa. Opponent's gonna gain so much life. Pass the turn. Opponent hits Nissa, we'll take it, and passes. Well, let's Servo Exhibition. Opponent gains approximately 1,000,000 life. Make a plant, play a Noble Hierarch. Temple Garden, tapped. Get in with our plant. So we need Petroglyphs or Township would be probably our best draws here. Another land for our opponent. Yep, there's Procession. That is annoying. We really need a way to pump our creatures. We draw a Ghost Quarter. Well, let's get in with a plant. Play Birds. I think we just got to tick down Nissa. Temple Garden, tapped. Pass the turn. Opponent. Let's see how they attack here. Everything. Oh, alright. We get to keep Nissa alive? That's sweet. So block a Spirit, and then path a Spirit. Nissa lives. Land for our opponent, and... oh god. This is bad. This is very bad. Oh, it's just Soul Wardens. Okay. Well, take up Nissa. Let's just get in with a Servo. Play Flooded Strand, pass the turn. Soul Warden. Soul Warden. Flicker Wisp. Flicker's the Ranger. Okay. Well, crack this. Get another land out of our deck. Come on, Petroglyphs. Opponent gains a bunch of life. Ranger gets more Soul Wardens. Promise. Well, I think the time has come to cash in our Nissa. Play Promise. Big attack. Opponent takes it. Down to 35. Pass the turn. Soul Attendant. Soul Attendant. Another Flicker Wisp. Oh my god. We're going to lose to Flicker Wisps. Flicker Wisp. Flicker's a Flicker Wisp. Oh, this is so obnoxious. Opponent passes. Gets back the Flicker Wisp. Gains a ton of life. Flicker's Ranger of Eos. Well, we draw Nissa. Play Nissa. Take down Nissa. Do some attacking. Opponent's back down to 40. Gets back Ranger. Oh, this is so obnoxious. What's our opponent tutor up now? The rest of the Soul Wardens. Blaze a land! When one of our creatures dies, our opponent's going to gain a roughly infinite amount of life. Soul Warden. This might just be a bad matchup. Yep. 52. Another Soul Attendant. 59. More Flicker Wisps. Well, our opponent also drew 3 Flicker Wisps, which is kind of, it's got to be above the curve. But yeah, we're just going to die to Flicker Wisps now. And I don't know if there's anything we can draw that changes that. Yep, opponent goes attacking with the jank. Yep. We get back our birds. Opponent gains infinite life. We draw something that doesn't do anything. Well, let's go attacking. Opponent's down to 55. Pride Mate. Good God, alright. Well, that was awkward. I don't know if we have a legitimate plan for this. Alright, we get to play first. And we can make a lot of tokens. We do have a township. I just don't know if any of this matters. There is a definite downside to playing all creatures with no abilities. And opponent, Soul Warden, sure. Crack this, Temple Garden tapped. There's a Noble Hierarch. Well, play Noble Hierarch, play a Plains, pass the turn. I think getting down a quick Gideon is more important than playing a Servo Exhibition there. Squadron Hawk. So many flyers. Opponent, mistake 1, tutors up all the Squadron Hawks. So we're going to have to discard the hand size. Discards a Squadron Hawk. Well, play the Plains. Play Gideon, make a 2-2. Opponent gains a life. Our best and probably only chance of winning is to just be super aggressive. And maybe draw a path at some point. Another Hawk. Yep. Opponent gets in at Gideon. We take it. Well, let's fire up a Gideon. Attack with both. Play a Plains. Play a Conqueror's Pledge. 6 tokens. Opponent gains 6 life. Pass the turn. We do have ways to Anthem, though, which is the big deal here. And this might be enough. Honor of the Pure. Pumps the Dorks. Sure. So our opponent can kill Gideon. Wow. Okay. Never mind. We'll kill your Soul Warden. Thank goodness. Gideon lives. So play Township. Play Nissa. Play Servo Exhibition. Make a 2-2. Anthem our Nissa. Attack with everything. Opponent's down to 12. Oh, I think we're actually going to win. Well, we can go pretty wide pretty quick, and our opponent scoops it up. Whew, man, this still feels like a almost unwinnable matchup, but if we get a fast enough draw, I guess it's possible. Alright, we got Petroglyphs. Our mana is weird, but we do have a birds. Oh, another Petroglyphs. Well, Birds of Paradise, pass the turn. We are going to need another land. Opponent plays the Plains, and Pride Mate. Path is good. Well, let's play Township and pass. See what our opponent does. Plains. Alright, let's raise the alarm. And block the Pride Mate. Not super efficient, but this lets us save our path. There's Procession. Well, let's just Servo Exhibition. Temple Garden tapped. Pass the turn. Alright, let's see how good Petroglyphs is. Gets in for 3. We take it. Opponent passes. We draw. Ooh, that's not bad. We'll play the Forest. Petroglyphs. Pumps the Servos. Get in for 6. Opponent plays Resto. Well, we got to path that. Path Resto. Opponent gets a land. Blink that token. Ah. So close. Alright, opponent's down to 14. Pass the turn. Opponent plays a land. Flicker Wisp. Going to flicker a token. Alright, so we are going to need more token producers. Squadron Hawk. So opponent's full on Squadron Hawks. Gets in for 3. Down to 14. More Petroglyphs. Well, play Promise. Get in with our Servo. This actually makes it hard for our opponent to attack, because if our birds dies, we get all of the spirits from Promise. Opponent goes attacking. Alright, well, block the birds. Does this mean we win? I think it does. Oh no! Seriously? That was the card? Oh my god. Never mind. Our opponent's last card was the perfect card. Down to 10, and are we dead? Plains. 3, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10. We're dead. Wow. Yup. I don't know what to say about that one. Oh, God. Alright. Alright, against the odds time. Muraganda Petroglyphs in Modern. And I wish we had a mana dork, but we'll try this. We got a lot of power. Bloodstained Mire for our opponent. Cracks it. Watery Grave, and Thoughtseize. Many options. Takes the Gideon. Well, Temple Garden, untapped. Play the birds. Pass the turn. Scalding Tarn for our opponent. And passes. Play Windswept Heath. And I think we're just going to pass. I don't really want to run Nissa into a counterspell. Opponent cracks Scalding Tarn. And just runs out a Snapcaster. Well, let's take this window to raise the alarm. That is an interesting choice when you know you're playing against a token deck. Steam Vents. There's the Delver. Opponent passes. Well, let's crack this. Get a Plains. Path the Delver. Opponent gets a Swamp. Play Flooded Strand. Try the Nissa. Expecting a counter here. Yep, there's Mana Leak. Well, let's attack with the Soldiers. Opponent takes it. Down to 8. Getting Nissa countered is kind of okay if we resolve Petroglyphs. Snapcaster. Alright, 4 Thoughtseize. They probably have to take Conqueror's Pledge. Yep, takes Conqueror's Pledge. And there's the Death Shadow. Path would be a nice draw. Well, let's crack this. Get a Temple Garden. Promise is sweet too. Well, let's play Promise. I think that's actually better here. Pass the turn. And then if our opponent can't counter our Petroglyphs, I think we win. Thought Scours. Mills Death Shadow Delver, which they probably wanted to draw. Tessiger. Golden Fang. Opponent goes attacking. Well, we are going to take this opportunity to upgrade our tokens. I mean, if Petroglyphs resolves, we win. They're leaving up counter mana, though. Well, let's go for it. You got the counter? They do not. We attack with everything. Is this game? Opponent blocks. Opponent blocks. And scoops it up. Take that. Grixis Shadow. Petroglyphs! It's working! It's working. It totally shouldn't be working, but it's working. Blessed Alliance can come in. Maybe we just go down 1, increasing devotion. Bring in that. Leave out Leyline of Sanctity. And, alright. I kind of like this hand. We got a Gideon, which will probably get hit by Thoughtseize, which makes the hand worse, but that's alright. There's the Thoughtseize. And takes the Gideon. That went exactly as predicted. Well, Temple Garden, untapped, the noblest of hierarchs. Pass the turn. Certain Visions for our opponent. Leaves him on top. Cracks it. Down to 14. And a Delver. Well, let's Township. Play Birds. Play Servo Exhibition. Pass the turn. This gives us a lot of options. If we don't draw a land next turn, we can play Promise. If we do draw land, we can either Conqueror's Pledge or start Townshipping. Never mind, opponent got a Bolt. Do they have red mana? So Delver flips, gets in for 3. We'll take it. Down to 15. Opponent passes, no red mana. Land? That's land. Play the land. I think, since our opponent has mana up, I think the smartest thing to do here is just start Townshipping. And then, if our opponent taps out, we can maybe play Conqueror's Pledge or something. Well, that's our opponent got. Collective Brutality. Kills our birds and drains. Gets in with Delver. Alright. Down to 10. Land? Nissa. Well, let's Nissa. Tick down Nissa. Hit our opponent for 6. Down to 6. Pass the turn. This might make our opponent waste an attack on Nissa. Probably not, though. Opponent passes. Land? Ooh, tap land. Well, take up Nissa. Make a plant. Play Promise. See if our opponent has a counter. There's the counter. Play Razorverge Thicket. Attack with everything. And this should do it. They have to block a Servo. And they drop to 1. And our opponent scoops it up. Taking down Grixis Death Shadow. Petroglyphs. Oh, we are glyphing all over everyone. Alright, against the odds time. Playing some Muraganda Petroglyphs in Modern. Ghost Quarter for our opponent. And Expedition Map. Well, Razorverge Thicket and Noble Hierarch. Pass the turn. So this is probably Eldrazi Tron. Yup. Name's Eldrazi. There we go. Gets a land. It's Eldrazi Temple. Well, Windswept Heath, crack it. Get a forest, and let's just play Promise. Pass the turn. There's the temple. Oh, alright. Just a Matter Reshaper. That's not as annoying. I'll play the Plains. Play a Gideon. Make a 2/2. Pass the turn. Tron piece number 1. There's Reality Smasher. Are we smashing Gideon? Block Matter Reshaper. We get a bunch of tokens. Opponent gets another land. Ooh, Path is sweet. Crackwooded Foothills. Get a forest. Play Servo Exhibition. Play Nissa. Tick down Nissa. Attack with everything. Opponent's down to 12. We actually have a bit of protection since technically all these creatures are colorless. Natural protection for all is dust. There's a Thought Knot. Gonna take our Path. Oh man, Petroglyphs would be insane. Opponent gets in with Smasher. Petroglyphs just wins us the game, actually. Oh, come on, one time deck. Petroglyphs off the top. Well, I mean, we're attacking. This is our only real play. Attack with everything. Man, there's a lot of things that would have won us the game there. Opponent drops to 1. We'll play Temple Garden tapped. Any of our pump would have won us the game there. We might still be okay, though. Opponent's at 1. If they have a Planeswalker, no? Ugin doesn't do it either. We're just like naturally protected, and our opponent scoops it up, taking down Eldrazi Tron. Where's our Petroglyphs? Where's our Petroglyphs? Oh, there's the township. Oh, sweet. Sweet? I mean, that shouldn't be working, but that just worked. This deck. So bring in Stony Silence. Go down Birds. Go down 1 Raise the Alarm and Increasing Devotion. Go down Extra Fetch for Ghost Quarter. Yeah, let's try it like that. We got the Stony Silence, which hopefully is helpful here. Ghost Quarter for our opponent. And passes. Temple Garden tapped. Pass the turn. Slow start for both of us. Urza's Tower. And Walking Ballista. One of the reasons we brought in the Stony Silence. Play the Plains. Play Stony Silence. Pass the turn. What do you got, opponent? Cavern on Eldrazi. Gets in. 4-1. Opponent passes. Well, let's Forest and Nissa. This line loses to Eldrazi Temple Thought Knot Seer. Or Reality Smasher, rather. That would blow us out super hard here. Pass the turn. Eldrazi Temple. Reality Smasher. Oh, we called it. That was the one thing that would blow us out, is that exact combination. And our opponent had it. Alright. Opponent, yep, gets in. Kills our Nissa. Not good. Well, play Township. Pass the turn. We're actually hoping our opponent Ghost Quarters the Township. Wastes. Opponent attacks. Alright, we'll take it. Down to 12. Opponent has Endbringer. Well, let's raise the alarm. Play Ghost Quarter. Pass the turn. Actually, we should do this now. I think we're still dead, though. That Temple Reality Smasher play really got us. Another Temple. Oh, God. Well, our opponent literally... Oh, my goodness. All right, that does it. Well, that went hilariously wrong. Let's run it back. All right, we get to play first. We get the joy of mulliganing. Not great. We'll keep. Hierarch, I think to the bottom here. Not good. Land go. Opponent has a land that should be banned. And Basilisk Scholar. Well, Birds of Paradise, Plains, pass the turn. Oh, no. This is exactly when the Eldrazi deck should be banned. Yeah. This is when the Eldrazi deck is extremely unfair. Promise. Pass the turn. Yep, turn 3 Reality Smasher. Opponent gets in for 5. Noble Hierarch. Well, the only good news is no one beats this draw. So it's not just Muraganda Petroglyphs. They have Tron too? No, my goodness. Endbringer. Opponent attacks. We're actually going to chump because we need to get tokens. So we get the Spirits. Path the Endbringer. Play another Promise. Pass the turn. Yeah, there's no winning from here. Another land for our opponent. Equips. Matter Reshaper. Opponent gets in. We block. Get a bunch more tokens. Well, if we draw a land here and can get down Petroglyphs, and our opponent has literal nothing, well, pass the turn. Not a land. Yeah, we just gotta hope our opponent has nothing in hand. Another land. Another collar. Equips. Jeez, are we in this game? So we Path Reality Smasher. Discard Noble Hierarch. Take the hit. Land. One time. Oh, man. Oh, man. Oh, we were so close to beating a double Eldrazi Temple draw. And opponent, another Reality Smasher. And now our odds of winning are 0 because jeez. Well, we're going to lose this game, but God, were we close to beating double Eldrazi Temple Draw. Yeah, that's the problem. Now we can't even get a land. Oh, man. Oh, wow. All right, against the odds time, playing some Muraganda Petroglyphs in Modern. We don't have our namesake card, but we get a turn 2 Nissa, Wooded Foothills, Temple Garden, and Birds. Pass the turn. See what we're up against. There's a mountain for our opponent, and a Swift Spear. Opponent gets in with a Swift Spear. We take 1, down to 16. Well, Windswept Heath, crack Windswept Heath, get a Plains, and Nissa, make a token. Pass the turn. Another mountain for our opponent. Come on, no Searing Blaze. Oh, okay. This is not at all what I expected. Opponent attacks Nissa. I guess we just take 1. So, play Windswept Heath, make a token, and pass the turn. Another mountain. Desperate Ritual. Yeah, I don't think this plan's gonna work here. We have too many blockers, and we have a path. Another Kiln Fiend. Lightning Bolt, our face. Get some triggers. Down to 12. Opponent. Nissa. Us. Well, let's raise the alarm. And we're just going to try to block and kill Kiln Fiend here. So, Kiln Fiend, chump Nissa. Or, chump Swift Spear. Going at Nissa. Alright, Kiln Fiend down. Crack Windswept Heath. Get a Plains. And path the Kiln Fiend. We want to do this now because we want to Conqueror's Pledge if we draw a land. Well, let's just make a plant. Pass the turn. There's a mountain for our opponent. Another Kiln Fiend. Goes at Nissa. Let's jump. Raise the alarm. More Conqueror's Pledges. Well, take up Nissa. Now I think we actually want to try to ultimate this Nissa. Pass the turn. Opponent plays a land. Alright. Well, double block Kiln Fiend. That's a scary card because of Teamer Battle Rage. Jump, Swift Spear. Still at 11. There's a Windswept Heath. So, Windswept Heath, crack it. And our opponent scoops it up. Okay. This deck, Blessed Alliance comes in. Maybe go down and Increasing Devotion. Try it like that. And our opponent scoops up the match. Does not want to play against Muraganda Petroglyphs. Oh my god, I butchered that. Alright, well, let's play another one. Alright, against the odds time, glyphing around in Modern. And this sounds pretty good. Windswept Heath, crack it. Temple Garden, untapped. And Noble Hierarch. Pass the turn. Oh dear. Hopefully this isn't Living End. Alright, not Living End. It's a Death Shadow deck. That's fine. Blood Crypt, untapped. And there's Inquisition. Opponent takes it. Promise. Draws a card. Let's just play Birds of Paradise, play Gavany Township, play Servo Exhibition, pass the turn. So if our stuff lives, we can start townshipping next turn. Hopefully draw a Petroglyphs. Cracks a Bloodstained Mire. Overgrown Tube. Untapped. And there's the Goyf. Well, maybe we just do that. Let's just play Nissa. Start making some chump blockers. Make a plant. Temple Garden tapped. Pass the turn. Forest for our opponent. And a Liliana. Not very good here. Yep, we'll discard our Ghost Quarter. Opponent discards Death Shadow. Wow. Opponent passes. I'll play the land. Crack the land. Get a Plains. Make a plant. Township. And just hit Liliana with our birds. And pass the turn. Yeah, 1-for-1 removal. Not very good here. Man, if we drew a Petroglyphs. Whew. Whoa! Cash is in the Liliana. Well, we'll sack a plant token. And opponent passes. Well, let's make a plant. Play a forest. Tag with our birds. And just township. Alright. Kills a couple of our creatures. Takes 3. They gotta deal with this Nissa, though, or we're gonna ultimate. And that should be game. That's Shadow. That's Shadow. Ooh, okay. That's a little scary. Hopefully we draw a token maker. Attacks. Well, we chump. That's not bad. Oh, make a plant. I think we pass the turn and play the Defend the Nissa game. Because we really just want to ultimate this Nissa. Opponent. Everything at Nissa. Well, block. 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 Cracks Bloodstained Mire. Gonna keep the Death Shadow alive. Well, let's do this then. Last card, another Goyf. Well, yeah, let's Ultimate Nissa. Draw 5, gain 5. Well, play Promise, play Wooded Foothills, pass the turn. Opponent's out of cards, which is good. Opponent goes to combat, swings with the crew. So let's just raise the alarm. Chump the Goyfs. Get a bunch more tokens. Wooded Foothills, get a forest. Another raise the alarm. Play the township. Play Servo Exhibition. Opponent scoops it up. Sweet! This deck, we're just crushing people. It so shouldn't work, but Muraganda Petroglyphs is working. All right, bring in Blessed Alliance, run it back. All right, we got Petroglyphs. Opponent Cycle Street Wraith. Did some mulliganing. Verdant Catacombs. And passes. Well, Windswept Heath. Crack it. Opponent cracks Catacombs. Temple Garden. Untapped. And Noblest of Hierarchs. Pass the turn. Double Petroglyphs. Overgrown Tomb. Sure, you do that, opponent. And a Goyf. Yep, why not? Well, Temple Garden. Tapped. Pass the turn. It's coming! We only have a Raise the Alarm to go with it so far, but... Traverse for land. Swamp. Plays a swamp. And Thoughtseize. Well, let's Raise the Alarm. We're going to lose the Petroglyphs. Yep, there goes one Petroglyphs. Opponent gets in with a Goyf. Down to 12. That's a promise. Well, let's Township. Play Petroglyphs. Hit our opponent to 5. Pass the turn. How must it feel to play the best deck in the format and get got by Muraganda Petroglyphs? Oh, it's so sweet. We could die here. Opponent gets in. Yep, down to 7. Well, I think the plan here is play Ghost Quarter. Ghost Quarter, the red source. Opponent off red mana. Then we play Promise. And now we pass the turn. So if our opponent attacks, we chump, get 12 power from Promise with Petroglyphs, and then we win the game. Thoughtseizes. No red mana means no Temur Battle Rage. Even if our opponent did have that in their deck, they take our Gideon. Sure. Opponent passes. We draw a pretty bad land. We'll play Windswept Heath. Attack with a soldier. Opponent has to block. Yep, they block. Our creature dies. We get a million spirits. Pass the turn. Glyphed. They've been glyphed. We are just tearing through people with... Our opponent scoops it up. I don't get it. I really, really don't get it. Oh, so sweet. All right, against the odds time. Muraganda Mulligans in Modern. Okay. I mean, this could work out. I think we actually put Raise the Alarm to the bottom. So what we want to do here is, ideally, just Petroglyph Conqueror's Pledge, opponent dies. Urza's is mine. We'll play the Plains, play Servo Exhibition, get in a 4-1, and pass the turn. Eldrazi Temple, and Matter Reshaper. We'll play the Township, play Petroglyphs, attack with 1 Servo. Opponent's gonna jump. Matter Reshaper gets an Endbringer. Alright, we can deal with that. Always with the Eldrazi Temple, this deck. Ghost Quarter. Oh, come on, land, one time. Yeah! Yes, it works. Alright. Play Township. This might just win us the game. Oh, it's the combo. Watch them have a counter. They shouldn't have a counter. Alright. Conqueror's Pledge. That makes 18 power, 4/5 mana. Petroglyphs. Oh! And our opponent scoops it up. Wow! Oh, we glyphed him. We glyphed him so hard. Woo! That's the dream. That's the dream. Living the dream on that one. I think we actually want Stony Silence because of Walking Ballista, which is pretty insane against our deck. We'll go down 1 Birds, go down Increasing Devotion, 1 Raise the Alarm, a Ghost Quarter over an extra fetch. Try it like that. Sand's not absurd or anything, but it's functional. Bad Ban this cards, Wizards. Jeez. Another Noble Hierarch. I will say, Eldrazi Temple drives me insane. So swingy. Urza's mine for our opponent. And passes. I'll play Razor Verge Thicket. Play Noble Hierarch. Pass the turn so we can raise the alarm. Cracks the map. Power plant. Ooh, opponent's on the Tron plan. There's the power plant. There's Thought Knot. Well, we gotta path it. Path Thought Knot. Give our opponent a land. We draw a card. And then lose a card. Take Servo Exhibition. Well, let's Servo Exhibition. Winswept Teeth. Get in for 2. All is Dust would be kind of bad here. And we haven't found a way to pump our stuff. We need a Petroglyphs. Tower. Oh dear. The world's biggest walking ballista. And this is probably game. Crack Windswept Teeth. Get a Plains. Raise the alarm. Well, when Eldrazi Tron just randomly gets Tron, that's pretty good for them. And we got nothing going on. Hooray. Noble Hierarch. Yeah. No Stony Silence. No anything. Opponent trades. Well, play Temple Garden. They obviously have all his Dust in hand. Thought Nazir. Second Temple. Yep, this one's over, boys and girls. Well, when Eldrazi Tron gets their mana like that, not much we can do about it. Yep, we're gonna scoop. That's why Stony Silence is important in this matchup. Let's go up the 4th Ghost Quarter, go down 1 Razor Verge Thicket, try it like that. Alright, we're on the play. Punished for the Ghost Quarters severely. Alright, we can try this. We got the Stony Silence. We'll keep the Ghost Quarter. So, Temple Garden, tapped, pass the turn, tower, and passes. Well, Flooded Strand, crack it, Temple Garden, untapped, and Stony Silence, pass the turn. Come on, no Temple. Power Plant. Mindstone does nothing. Well, Ghost Quarter, we gotta take the risky line. I don't think we win if we take the non-risky line. Nissa, make a plant. If this deck just has Natural Tron in hand on the mulligan, then hats off, you got us. Temple. Expedition map. Not doing much. Land. Path. Well, make a token. We gotta take the risk. We gotta do it again. Actually, you know what? We don't. Let's pass. Don't draw Tron, please. Just a waste. There's Reality Smasher. So, Path Reality Smasher. Discard Conqueror's Pledge. Opponent gets a waste. Land? There's a land. Play a Windswept Teeth. I think we gotta just keep trying to dodge it. Take up Nissa. Play Promise. Pass the turn. Opponent. Another Smasher? Another Smasher. Goes at Nissa. Oh man, Petroglyphs would be insane here. Chump with a plant to get our tokens. Nissa down to 2. We get the tokens. Land would also be pretty decent. Well, crack Windswept Teeth. Get a Plains. Gavany Township. Play Conqueror's Pledge, take down Nissa, swing with the crew, hope nothing goes horribly wrong this turn. Ratchet Bomb, very bad. All is Dust, pretty bad. Tron Piece, scary. Ah, no! Oh my god, the one shot. It's a Karn. Does that matter? Is our opponent still dead? They drew the Tron Piece off the top, gets rid of a random spirit. Are they dead anyway? They drew the Tron Piece and they're still... Oh, we got there! Oh, yes! Conqueror's Pledge, even without the Petroglyphs. Even with... Oh, man, I thought we were done. Thankfully, their 7-mana play was a super bad Karn, and not All Is Dust or Ugin, which would have ruined our day. Whew, sweet. So, what do we learn this week about Muraganda tokens in Modern? And overall, we kind of killed it. We finished with 7 matches, won 5 of them, 71%, got in a total of 16 games, won 11, about 68%. So, overall, the deck was super good. And I'm not really sure why it was so good. It seems like it should be a somewhat bad token deck. If you think about a typical token deck, the token cards that see the most play in Modern are Lingering Souls, Spectral Procession, things that have flying. That's the big upside of that. And we go a completely different direction. Our tokens obviously can't have flying, or else our Muraganda Petroglyphs doesn't do anything. So we had to go all ground tokens, but our deck just has a high level of power. When we play a Birds of Paradise, Noble Hierarch on turn 1, Raise the Alarm or Servo Exhibition on turn 2, or a Nissa on turn 2, follow that up by the Petroglyphs, we have 2 6/6s, and then if we have a Conqueror's Pledge or Increasing Devotion, they are like 15 to 18 power split across a bunch of bodies. It pretty much just ends the game on the spot. So I was very impressed how well this deck actually performed, and we even beat some tier decks. We beat 2 different builds of Death Shadow, which obviously tier 1. We beat Mardu, which is a real deck. We beat Eldrazi Tron in our second go through, and we're super close. That was probably the most disappointing match of this whole thing, is the Eldrazi Tron match, where we were a land away from playing our Petroglyphs and beating an absurd Eldrazi Tron draw, where they had double Eldrazi Temple, turn 3 Reality Smasher, turn 4 Endbringer. Despite all that, we were still a single land drop away from very likely just winning that match. So the deck was super impressive. It performed well. This is one of the ones where I just don't know what to say. When I thought about building Muraganda Petroglyphs, I wasn't really convinced it was going to be good. And it can work. It's actually very powerful. And I mean, we do have some good cards by some standard. Nissa, pretty powerful. Gideon, pretty powerful. And maybe it's partly the matchups we ran into. I think where we would struggle more would be hardcore combo. Like, it's hard to imagine beating Storm. We just gotta hope that we're super fast. And we can get pretty fast draws, but we can't get, like, turn 3 kills with this deck. We're more like turn 4, turn 5, which isn't super fast, but against anything on the ground, it seems like we have a really good matchup. We're able to just block Death Shadows and Tarmogoyfs and Eldrazi, and you name it, we can kind of block it, and eventually our stuff is going to get so huge. The other thing that's interesting to note is the symmetrical effect of Muraganda Petroglyphs didn't actually end up being a problem. Out of all 7 matches, the only time it pumped our opponent's creatures was the very first match against Mardu, where our opponent had a young Pyromancer in their tokens, the elemental tokens from Young Pyromancer, were getting a little bit bigger thanks to the Petroglyphs. But overall, it was pretty much not a downside. It almost only pumped our creatures because everything has abilities. There's essentially no vanilla creatures that see play in Modern, so you kind of just naturally break the symmetry by playing vanilla creatures. You don't really have to worry about your opponent playing vanilla creatures, and that's very true, because when I went to build the deck, that was one of the biggest problems. I thought about just trying to build the vanilla creature deck, and there's not a lot of options, and even less playable options, especially when you consider that Petroglyphs, when they say no abilities, they mean no abilities. If it has any text on it, it counts as an ability. So even like a Tarmogoyf, which feels like a vanilla creature, and most people would probably consider a vanilla creature, it still has abilities because it has rules text on it, and it changes the power and toughness based on the graveyard, etc., etc. So there's just not a lot of downside to playing it, so I was very impressed. The downside, I guess, is the restriction in deck building, but once you get around that, I think it can actually work, because our record was pretty solid, the deck was fun to play. I don't know, it was a good one. I'm very happy and very surprised with how well this one turned out. So anyway, that's been our Against Odds for this week. Thank you very much for watching. I hope you enjoyed the video, and I will talk to you soon. Thanks for watching the video. If you enjoyed it, help us out by clicking that like button down below. And to keep up on all the latest and greatest, click that subscribe button. And don't forget to hit that bell icon to get alerts whenever we have new videos. And if you want to, check out some of our other sweet videos here and here.